In this video, I'm going to show you how I took this tired, stained, dirty, nasty chippy into a beautiful custom finish for a very special lady.
Starting over can be a little bit scary, especially if you're moving to a different town or different state or just transitioning in your life. I had to do that. I moved from Alabama to Kentucky and I didn't know anyone but one family, and then they ended up leaving and I was stuck here.
You always want to clean your piece very, very well, especially before sanding because it can get really gummy. So I decided instead of stripping, I was going to sand all of my pieces very well, and I used a series of sandpapers from 80 to 120 and then to 220 just to make sure that the wood was nice and smooth. It took hours and hours, and some of the places you're going to have to hand sand, but I eventually got this one done, and let me tell you, it was during a heat wave. So I pulled out the stripper for the parts that I couldn't do, but the problem is when you're outside and it is hot, sometimes it doesn't work that well. But I used a lot of stripper, ended up having to go to the store and get more. You want to do it nice and thick, and I prefer to use a chip brush to spread it, and then just scrape it off. And you still probably will have to sand a little bit after you scrape off the paint. Then you want to wipe it down with mineral spirits to deactivate the stripper.
God had a plan. He always turns things around for our good, and I ended up meeting my husband, and obviously we got married, and that is how I continue to live in Kentucky. But one of my friends recently had to start over, and she's in a transition in her life, and she asked me to help her out, and I was glad to do it.
Since I sanded down to the bare wood, I pulled out my shellac and gave it 2 coats. And now it's time for the magic paint, DIY paint. Now, I have crinoline in here, but I actually ended up using vintage linen. And I love my brushes. All of these products can be found in my website, lisaboondesigns.com. The full link is in the description below. The dresser was boring. It didn't have any details, and so I pulled out my Iron Orchid design molds. I used several of them, and I used my air dry clay. It's so much fun. Just sprinkle a little bit of cornstarch and they pop right out. I use Titebond Quick and Thick to adhere all of the molds, and I created a special design. I used Alex Fast Dry paintable caulk to fill in the gaps, and then I just spread it with a Q-tip.
This beautiful bedroom set was created with her in mind. I love to transition pieces, but I take it a step further and I actually pray over the family as I'm painting the piece. If I'm painting a random piece that I'm gonna sell, I just pray for whoever it is because God knows exactly who's gonna get it. And so this family is a single mother with 2 children. Her daughter's autistic. She was actually my daughter's teacher, and we love her, and she's special, and we wanted to bless her socks off. And she didn't really know what she wanted. She originally wanted something in white, and she wanted it distressed.
Yeah, even if you doubt me now, you should know I don't care about the things you say. Yeah. I don't even know what I want no more, yeah. I'ma figure out what to do with all my time, my new life, yeah. I don't even know what to do right now, again, try again, try again, try again. I don't wanna try again, try again. All we had were those memories, time to make some new ones. Sun is up, I'm wide awake, we're not getting younger. If you still love me, then please just let me go. I won't stay with you, I need to live my own life. Yeah, even if you doubt me now, you should know I don't care about the things you say. Yeah.
The first piece of furniture she bought was all black. It was like a lacquer set. And when we talked about it and painting it, she realized it wasn't gonna work. So she bought another set off of Facebook Marketplace, and it was previously painted in white. And she thought, you know, I'll just have Lisa distress it. But when I looked at it, it was latex paint. And let me just tell you why you should never use latex paint, because it sucks. I did a short video. Check it out right here. It's why I hate latex paint. Latex paint should never ever be used on furniture. When it starts chipping, it's rubbery, it's plasticky, it just peels apart and it no longer adheres to your piece. Please do not use latex paint. There are so many paint lines. Of course, I prefer DIY paint. It's a clay-based chalk style paint, or I love Sweet Pickins milk paint. They both do a great job and they're both different and they're all fun to work with.
When you want to take your furniture up a notch, use Iron Orchid Design Transfers. This is Astoria. I pulled out the older version that was in the tube. I still had one left, but you also can get them now in these pads and you can just piece them together. I took the big one and I cut it up in pieces. Of course, you could do this using the ones that come in the new pads. And you make it your own. I just cut it up and I taped it up in the places where I thought it would look good, and then I applied them. Look at how beautiful the designs are. It melts right into the furniture. The details are amazing. For the headboard, I pulled out the Iron Orchid Design Winter Song Wreath. I love the way that this turned out.
So after talking, she showed me her bedspread that she had ordered from Macy's, and so I looked at it and I saw flowers and like vines, and it was gray and white, and I was like, would you be opposed to adding gray to this? So the entire time that I transformed this piece, it was with her in mind, thinking about her new life, her new start, and she wanted her room to be a sanctuary, and she ended up loving it. Sometimes our clients don't really know what they want, and so they trust us to transform their pieces and make it something that's beautiful. Right behind me is a little sneak into the next project that I'll be sharing with you. It is a client's, and I'm excited about how it's going.
We're gonna live the good life. Alright, let's go and live the good life, the good life. Tonight, we're gonna live the good life. Alright, let's go and live the good life, the good life. Tonight, we're gonna live the good life. Alright, let's go and live the good life.
Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like and comment. Let me know what you think about the transformation of this video. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy, but I think it turned out great. And I know it turned out great, especially because she loved it. I wish I would have captured her face when she saw it all put together in her room. She cried, she loved it. Her mom was there with her. They both adored it. They were taking pictures like crazy and they were so grateful. And that just makes my heart skip a beat. I just love it. It blesses me so much to be a blessing to somebody else. So go ahead and let me know about any transformations that you have had in your life where you have had to maybe uproot and leave your family, your town, move to a different transition into a different space or place, and how that worked out for you. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would greatly appreciate it. This would help build my small channel, and I would love it if you would join me on this journey. I hope that you guys were inspired, were entertained. I hope that you enjoyed this video, that it inspired you, and that it blessed you. I hope that you have an incredibly blessed day.